I feel good, back running, doing DB drills, everything I need to be doing leading up to training camp. So I think I'll be ready day one of camp.
How challenging was it to play that second half of the season with the injury?
You said how?
How challenging was it?
I done had this injury for like almost 4 years now, dating back to when I was in KC. So, I mean, it just started to get a little worse over time. You know, the grind of a football season. So it started to wear on my body a lot. So, I mean, I just felt like I had to get it done. I mean, I was balling the second half of the season. So, you know, it really didn't take much of a toll on me. Seemed like it.
When you say it got worse, I mean, was it, like you mentioned, you were playing well. Like,
Yeah.
Did it get more difficult just to play through it?
Just like my day-to-day life, like just sitting down, my lower back started to hurt. Driving the car, sitting in the car for a long period of time, my body was just aching just doing that. And once, you know, my back started to hurt, I'm only like mid-20s. It felt like I was 35, 40 damn near, so I had to get it done when that started happening.
We're obviously had a great season last year. Where you're looking to improve, or what aspects do you think you can get better?
Capitalized on a lot of missed opportunities I had last year. I feel like I could have had almost 10 interceptions last year. So I want to just, you know, make more plays, try to become more of a leader, more of a talker. I'm kind of like the old head of the DB group now. So, yeah, I just become more of a leader and make more plays, be better than I was last year.
What are your initial impressions on the young guys coming in?
I haven't been with them too much because I've been rehabbing, but just watching film, I think Renardo, that's his name, right? Renardo. I didn't know if it was Renardo or Ricardo, but I know he can play. I know he can play just by like watching film. He's super sticky in coverage. I think he's smart. Once he get a little more reps under his belt, I think he's gonna be a baller for us.
Mooney, you know receivers. What do you think of Pearsall and Cowing, the two rookies so far?
Cowan's super fast, like real fast. Ricky, he's shifty, got good moves, good hands, create a lot of separation. So I think those guys are going to help us out a lot this year for sure.
The Nick Sorensen kind of defensive coordinatorship is going to be like, it's kind of set a tone right now?
You said, do I have a feel?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Nick been around, you know, for a while here in San Francisco. So, I mean, I think it's going to be status quo. We're going to be the same defense, probably, hopefully, you know, fly around a little bit better and try to get over the hump and win the Super Bowl. I think only way we can get better is become a championship defense. We'd have been to the conference championship, Super Bowl. We just haven't won it yet. So, yeah.
Have you spent any time with Brandon Staley? I know he's spending most of the time with the DBs.
Like I said, I've been rehabbing a lot, so I haven't been with the coaches a lot. But I know he's super smart. Seemed like a good coach, funny. I talked to some of the other guys about him, about his coaching style. They say they like him. So I'm pretty sure I'll fit right in and, you know, have a good relationship with him.
You've been on a Super Bowl winning team and you've been on a Super Bowl losing team.
Yeah.
Were there any intangibles, like in the mental approach to the game, that you noticed that were different in those two situations?
I don't want to sound dumb, but what you mean by intangibles?
Obviously, you prepare hard on both sides, but
Mm-hmm.
were there any mental things that you noticed that were different last year as opposed to when you were on the Kansas City team where you won?
I honestly, I think we was the best team. We was the better team. They just, well, I wouldn't say better team. They were the better team because they won, but I feel like we had a little more talent, but they just had the best player in the NFL. So, I mean, they got it done. That's point blank, period. Mm-hmm.
Going into the last year deal here, how important is this year for you? And would you like to get something done to stay around, or do you want to kind of play this out?
Talking about a deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to stick around. I feel like it's a good team. They love me here. I love it here. Love all the coaches, love my teammates. But, you know, I just let my agent handle it. That's the business side of things. I'm just do my job, go out there and ball, you know, put the pressure on them. You know, hopefully they give me a bag. If they don't, I know it won't be like any bad blood in between me and them. It's just like, it'll be a business decision. But I'm pretty sure they'll like to have me, and I'd like to stay here for sure.
Mooney, how excited are you to have Floyd with Bosa up front this year?
Leonard Floyd, right? Leonard Floyd, I think he a dog, man. I've been watching him a lot of his career with the Rams and the Bills in Chicago, too. I think he a dog. He can play. It seems like he got a lot of good energy by himself. He play hard. He run to the ball. So hopefully it just make my job whole lot easier, you know what I mean? Well, he is 8-9-year vet, maybe 10-year vet. So he an OG, so I know he gonna get the job done whenever he in the game for sure.
Do you plan on going back home to do the rest of rehab during the 40 days off?
Yeah, I'm going back home. I got to be with my family a little bit. Yes, ma'am.
Traveling during the off season, how life-changing was that?
I went to a lot of places. I went to Africa. Feel like it's one of the best countries. Just to see our people over there, you know what I'm saying? It was, I don't want to, you know, I saw a lot of black people over there, and it just felt good to be around them, you know what I mean? And to see like how they live, you know, they don't have a lot like we got in America. They don't stress about the things we stress about, like, you know, the fancy cars, clothes, and everything like that. They just happy like to get by every day, you know. So a lot of them was super poor, poverty, but you know, their spirit was way up here, you know what I mean? So that's what I love about Africa. Definitely see myself going back over there to help out once I retire, and toward the latter end of my career for sure. You know, I want to help my people out for sure.
Did any of that kind of help to put this season into perspective when you got the surgery done and deal with the injury? You just said you have goals that you wish you had taken advantage of last season, and then to see that with a new perspective, did they help you to come into this season with an even broader perspective on what you need to do?
I'm sorry. Can you say that again? I ain't really.
Be sure, so I was a little winded. With that, being that you went out and you saw that, and you said it changed your perspective about things. Knowing what you've been through to get to this point, losing the Super Bowl, having the surgery, do you have a new perspective coming into this season on what you have to get done personally and then as a team?
Personally, it just taught me to be more grateful and thankful for everything I have. You know, NFL player, rich as hell, got one of the best jobs in the world, but I still kind of like stress about like small things that I shouldn't stress about. So it just taught me to be more grateful, more thankful for everything. Like I said a few seconds ago, like they don't have much, but shit, their spirit was like way up here. You know, everybody had good personalities that was funny, that wasn't complaining about nothing. So personally, it just taught me to be, like I said, again, thankful and grateful. And this season, I kind of come from poverty too. I come from nothing, so I know I went all pro last year, Pro Bowl, but I don't want to become, comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So it's just gonna teach me how to grind harder and, you know, match what I did last year and become even much better.
What part of Africa did you travel to?
I went to South Africa, Zimbabwe, Johannesburg, and Cape Town. All three of them was a vibe. I love all three of them. Made some friends out there. I'm gonna fly one guy out here that I met out in Africa to meet his daughter. She go to school in Denver. I think she go to culinary school, and he can't really afford to come out here. So, you know, I'm helping to come out here for sure. I feel good when I do stuff like that. Yeah.
Thanks, Bernie.
Thank you.
What's been your first impression of Ricky Pearsall and how he's fit into the offense?
Been really impressed. Just going back and watching Ricky, you know, he's very fluent in and out of routes, and he got really good hands.
What kind of advice are you giving to Brandon during this time?
Much as I can, actually. I know this is a stressful time, and he's done a tremendous job throughout his career here. And when it comes to things like this, it get tough, and some things you kind of take personal, and it's just like overall, it's just a stressful process, to be honest with you.
Kyle said Ricky's working at all three positions. Do you remember as a rookie how hard it was to try and pick up on all the nuances of the offense?
Oh yeah, for sure. This is one of the most complicated offenses I've ever been a part of, and this is the only one I've been a part of. So still to this day, it's still new stuff in week in and week out.
When you went through the process that Brandon's going through right now, did you feel like the stress of it affected you in any way that year?
Oh yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, you want to get what you deserve, and at the end of the day, you hope it happens, but it's not going to happen in a timely manner that you want it to happen. It's just, it's just a waiting game, and just, in this situation, you just let his agent communicate with them, and they communicate back, and it's just a back and forth for a long time.
What's it been like for you, having gone through that process 2 years ago, now to see so many other wide receivers almost on a daily basis getting theirs? Do you take pride in that position to see what other guys are getting?
Oh yeah, for sure. It just shows all the hard work that other people put in, and people just getting what they deserve.
Well, your name kind of was brought up too around the draft, and John and Kyle did not deny that they'd at least take calls on you, on Brandon, on anybody. Did you hear that, and what was that like to hear?
Yeah, I heard it. Had a conversation with my agent about it. That was going back and forth with whoever it was, but it was a thing at first, but we done moved past it, so we're here to get better.
It's been noted that you don't have a lot of money next year, so possibly they could get out from that. I mean, do you realize that when you sign the deal almost, or does it hit you now? This might be your last year.
I mean, at the end of the day, contract was signed. I know what I signed up for, and we just focus on this year.
Seeing
a lot of veterans not participate in OTAs and minicamp. Why was it important for you to be on the field for OTAs and minicamp?
I came back phase 3 last year as well, so it's just like the routine that I've built, and I always been here mandatory minicamp, so I mean it's just the routine I have.
Why the change to number 1, and how does it feel being in it for a little while?
It was good. That was the only number I ever wore in my life, so I always wanted to go back. I actually offered Jimmy some money not to wear it the year that he wore it, and he wasn't going for it, but he just sold it to Stephon, but whatever. So I mean, it was cool to get the number back and just get the Samuel Sr on the back of my jersey, kind of represent me and my son.
Deebo, what do you do in these 40 days between now and camp? Do you ramp it up? Do you run? What's your workout? Does your workout change?
For sure, you got to take a break. Take my son to Disney World, wherever he want to go, wherever his mom got it planned, because I'm not a planner. I just go and have fun, and then after that, I'll ramp it up and get ready for camp.
Your thoughts on McCaffrey getting a new extension?
When I seen he came back, I kind of wanted some money from one of my teammates because they said he wasn't coming, but I knew he was coming. But nobody want to give up money. But anyways, it was kind of cool to see it get done. Like I said, it's just good to see people get what they deserve. And at the end of the day, we move past it, and we just getting better and better every day.
Will you work out with Trent again?
Huh?
You work out with Trent Williams sometimes, right?
Not really. Sometimes.
Good. Thank you, guys.
You're gonna be able to help pay for the wedding now?
Hope so.
Coach, one last few weeks, I assume you were asking or in talks for this extension. How did that kind of process go?
Yeah, it's business is business. It's part of this game. Both sides were mutually very respectful the whole time, and just proud and happy that we got something done.
Last year at this time, there was so much talk about the running back market and whether. How important is it for you to continue to try to keep raising that bar for the position group as a whole?
I think it's really important. I think running backs have been undervalued for a long time now, and hopefully this is a step in the right direction.
You were prominent last year during OTAs for the amount of work that you were doing in the practices. Were you able to kind of do that workload elsewhere while this was all being worked out?
Yeah, there's no substitute for being on the field with the guys to practice football, but you do the most you can with what you have.
Christian, you had an amazing year last year, but it's been said that you've obsessed a little bit on the fumble in the Super Bowl. Is that an accurate description? How do you view it, and how has it served as a motivator?
Yeah, I mean, I don't harp on one play, bad or good, especially going into a new year, completely new year. You just got to focus on one day at a time and just stick to your process, whatever that may be. But last year's last year, whether we won or lost. We're deep into the offseason now, ready for this next year.
Christian, your time in this organization, what has made you just happy that you are going to be here for the next several years, and just respect your prior organization, but kind of what makes you happy here?
I really appreciate the players on the team. I think anytime you sign an extension, obviously you're individually really happy, but then you also have to think about the other guys on the team who have helped you get there and who are a big part of your individual success. So I really, I'm very thankful that I'm on a team with guys like that, with a great staff, just an overall great organization, takes care of the players. And so I've had nothing but an amazing experience in my time here, and I'm really fired up that I'm staying.
Just wondering what it was like to walk out in the field. I saw you shaking hands with a couple of players when you first got out there. What was the sense of relief?
Yeah, I think it was awesome. I'm very fortunate, man. I'm really blessed and thanking God every minute just because I feel really good. But at the same time, we got to win football games, and that's the business side of it. And you got to learn how to separate the business side, and then when you're back on the field, make it about the football side. But I'm definitely not just ignoring it. I'm happy. I'm excited about it, and appreciate the guys on the team.
Initial impressions of Isaac Renda?
I think he's great. I've been with him for one day. I think both all three of the new running back additions are fantastic. They're smart, they're detailed, they go about it the right way. You can tell that instantly. And listen. Coach T's on them, and they listen, they respond, take coaching well, and excited for all three of them in the room.
What were the emotions like for you watching the draft with Luke getting drafted, and what's he?
Yeah, that was awesome, man. It was emotional. It was so cool to you know, he's like the little brother of the you know, didn't really kind of hit me when I saw his name go across the board. But you're like, damn, that's Luke's playing in the NFL. Like, but I was just so proud of him, and I know how hard he's worked. I know the journey he's been on. I know the ups and the downs that he's gone through, and he's done nothing but persevere through them. So I'm fired up for him, and hopefully he has a lot of success.
We always talk about like championship windows, and we know how talented this roster is, but there's some multiple players on it too. And Armstead, you know, had left the team this year. How much window do you see for this team? How much extended does this team have a chance to keep this window open to win a championship?
I don't know. I know we got a window this year. That's all I know. So I'm focused on this year and taking it, you know, one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 year at a time.
Bobby Turner and how he's really on the young running backs. He also is very much on them during the whole draft process. Did you have contact with him when you were going through that at all?
Yeah, I met with him in the train station late at night in passing for a little bit and just got to talk to him. But, you know, my dad played for the Broncos when he was the running back coach and Coach TD, and so obviously I knew who he was and I'd already heard the legends. So I was fired up just to be able to chat with him for a little bit, and, you know, all kind of comes full circle. So thankful he's my coach, and, you know, just in lieu of this extension, you know, he's somebody that plays a huge role in that.
Floyd actually spoke last week and said the difference in this team compared to other teams is how hard this team works. You've just extended for an extra 2 years. If you can kind of specify what is the difference with how this team prepares you guys to go out there, you just spoke about the window compared to maybe other teams that you've been a part of.
Yeah, I think the difference is the culture. Culture's been set for a while, and the standard is really high. I think when you have a lot of really good players who are also your hardest workers, it's a recipe for success, and it's the way that we're coached, I think, is different. You know, it's all about football. You know, when you get in these meetings, you're going over football. You're not just going over technique, but you're going over the attitude. As an offensive player, I love watching the defensive meetings when Kyle's coaching up the defense, because you start to understand the attitude of the team and the tone setters, and there's a certain way you play football, and hear the film examples of it. And I think the combination of all of those different things, the way they feed you, the way they take care of you, and the training room, all the weight room, all these things that kind of come together, you get a full buy-in. And I think when you have a full buy-in, especially from your most talented guys, it's a good recipe.
This contract will take you into your 30s, and since you're a running back, you're supposed to like fall apart on your 30th birthday. Do you view that as just another challenge to show that you can be different?
Yeah, I've never really listened to all that stuff. You know, I think I've seen a lot of backs have a lot of success into their 30s. So I've never really listened to any of that. I feel good. That's all I know.
All right, one thing. You said you met with Bobby Turner in a train station late at night. What was the train station?
That's where the combine is, at that hotel in Indy, yeah. No, yeah, I could see how that would be a confusing statement, yeah.
Does he still have that much contact with you now that you are running for him underneath him as a coach?
Oh, yeah, constant communication, yep. Appreciate it, guys, thank you.